angles with like these like gaps here. Same on this other side. They just like don't feel nice to play around. Like these, they can peek like this side so easily from here, and like the CT from here, he really cannot see well. Like the guy peeking him, gap is so small. Same here. Like it's kind of like frustrating to like hide here as a T or as a CT like behind there, because then like the other team, they can see you even if you're hiding there. They can see you like from under here. That's really not nice. The same here, like as a CT, you can just like hold this, and you know when they're gonna peek you, because there's like these holes everywhere. Also this hole here, it's like super annoying, because this is like pretty cool spot to play it, like to play as a CT. But like this hole here, it just like makes it frustrating. Like you'll get stuck at it, and you'll just like bump around there. Not nice. I also like suggest you to like make the same kind of like design on this side what you have here, because right now like the guns and stuff, I guess they can like go under they can go under like the supports, and that's annoying. uh I guess that's all what I have to say.
All right, thank you. Again,
Now I'm gonna go to sleep.
good night, Atsik.
See ya.
Sleep well.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much.
Thanks for playing. All right. In playlist chat, there's again the Google form for feedback. So if you wanna take your time and fill that in, do that.
Can I get it as well?
Yeah.
Can I do it right now?
Yeah, you can go now.
Okay.
I guess
Good.
Vendy
Okay.
go after. Yep.
Winning
Twin.
game. Yeah, I had a better time than last time. I liked it. You added the route to B. The only thing I didn't really like as a T is that you feel extremely restricted in the map. The cities get a lot of map control early on. And it felt kind of hard as a T to try and manipulate, the round. Because cities just have a head start. Yeah, like my main issue was that cities could push this area over here. And they could get control. They could also push from mid. Like the guy who's bounce, goes mid. He could reach this area pretty fast. Like Suri was doing that a lot. The B side I still really enjoy. I think the dynamic is very cool between the lower. I don't really have anything to say on that both side. The A side, I didn't really feel comfortable as a CT holding it, because there's 3 entrances, and like the main place you'll be holding from is like this, and yeah, if they come from all like sides and entrances, it's like you're gonna be like overrun so quickly. Like there's what you could do, like in the pistol, like three guys came off the door, and I peeked this, and I was like 2 more there, and I was basically stuck. I couldn't really do much. I was basically out of the round. I'm not sure how you would fix that, because you need these entrances. But maybe the cover or like the way cities play is like you need to play it like differently. I think you need to take control as a city in these areas. So maybe it's just a team issue. There's some like questionable angles people can get into. I like one round I was retaking, and I think Olaf or someone else was like there. They were like peeking like this.
Yeah.
And I was like on this upper angle.
You still got me there, but yeah.
Somehow I got Olaf. I have no clue how I got him.
I suck.
No, I was just a live shot. Same with here. When you peek here, there's like this plant in front of this angle, and Sri was peeking this in the last round. And this character was completely like blended in with the plant. Because Etsy could not see him. me see. Yeah, I think that's my feedback. The rest is good.
All right. Thank you, Twinny.
Thank you. And one thing I want to say is if people want to stick around after the feedback, because I have some things in mind and I kind of want to bounce the ideas off of you all. So I
Sure.
just want to note that now.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Wendy, you wanted to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I decide? Firstly, I maybe think this race maybe I don't know very tight. I had some issue like first match where when I played no, it's pistol round on Faceit. I played yesterday. Like if you have like someone like 3 cities here, it's maybe impossible to push in because you know just too much position for like for and for against terrorists here because they have only one, and it's maybe I don't know feel like I don't know you can make some decision for just make more effective pushing or something else. You just need like pushing in forward. Probably I don't know. For me, it would be interesting if have some land upper because I don't know. And I don't like maybe ladders because it's I don't know very hard pushing and maybe need boost, but I'm not sure. Probably I don't like how B pushing. I think it need maybe more thinking because I don't know. Maybe not need because if city or terrorists would be playing here, it would be okay. But I feel if you trying like just going main, we just get loose on bomb side because it's I don't know very disadvantage for terrorists for pushing. I like underpass. It's no playing like after some updates pretty well. I don't like maybe pushing from here because it's like you be open like for many position like behind. It's maybe can fix like some on the Su you have oh, not you have just have like some shadow like and you can I don't know you need to pick like this maybe I don't know move a little bit sun for make I don't know like just two shorts. Yeah, probably maybe that's all because I probably like map and I like it before any updates because I feel it's very unique experience and I don't know it's playing interesting and you don't know how actually need playing and it's I don't know it's for me very good interesting experience for this reason why I like I don't know playing community maps and yeah that's all.
All right. Thank you. Wendy, did you have fun?
Yeah, it's probably have fun.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice. Anyone else with a short amount of feedback? Maybe Dungles?
Yeah, I have a few things.
Okay.
I think the weirdest part about the map for me is this mid window, and I don't know if it's because of like the glass on it, but it's like if you try to smoke it, it's really hard to smoke it, and it might just be because like I haven't found a good lineup for it yet. But like even if you throw like a smoke and land it like right below here, you can still like easily see over it. and like you have to land it in here if you actually want to smoke this spot off. And like the only way I can figure out how to do it is if like the glass is already there. So if like CTs just shoot it out, then it's like it's really hard to smoke off window, and that might be like by design. I don't know, because like the way you play mid is really interesting on this map because CTs like get control really fast, and they can be in so many different spots. And I don't know. I think that makes the map pretty cool. Just how important mid is and how like dynamic it is. So I appreciate that. Map's definitely not boring. It's really fun. A few other things. I don't know how easy it would be to fix this, but I think like guns go through these rocks and you just can't see them. So that might need to be changed. And then one other thing is this spot over here. Like this is kind of a headshot angle, but like not really. Because I think like if they're up close, like you can't spot them. But like if you get into like wedge yourself into like a certain spot, you can see further up. I don't know if that's intentional or not. But it probably really annoying to play against this guy. So I would probably fix that and those rocks. And I don't really know what you do with mid window. It's probably just a skill issue, honestly. But because I don't want to get rid of the glass because I think it's important for like rotates, so you know like if people can be flanking you if you like don't shoot the glass at the start of the round. So it might be a bad idea to get rid of the glass. I think it's probably a non-issue for now, and people figure out a way to smoke this off. So other than that, map's very good, and I think this is probably my favorite part of the whole map. It's just the way you can play around this pillar, how it's just kind of one of the rounds. Like we had a post plant there, and it's like you can get a kill here, and then wrap around and get the kill here. Higher elevation, I just think like that dynamic's really cool. And other than those few things, I don't think there's much I would change. It's pretty good map. That's about it.
All right, thank you. How about Sarim?
Let me go last if I can, or like towards the end.
Okay,
I need to
fair.
formulate my thoughts.
Okay, Matan, any feedback? He's muted. All right. Well.
Okay, in that case, I can go then. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Preliminary thoughts compared to the last playtest I played just like a while ago now.
By the way, Shadow Dimension Egg War.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
CT
It's
side.
Shadow Dimension Egg War on the CT side. Thoughts on the map? I think it's much better than it was for sure. One thing I like, the main thing I didn't like about the map, to be honest, was just that I think 20 kind of touched on it as well. So that the T side feels a little bit restrictive in some of its areas. So like say main area, for example, if they molly it, it like you feel like very trapped into this angle here, which is a lot more exposed to the CTs because the CTs can push up mid quite quick. And same with the B side entrance. I honestly didn't even realize this was a path for the longest time. I only realized it like halfway through this game. Until then, I was just like jumping across and hoping no one would shoot me. So if there was like some better indicator, I mean, I know there's this and this, but I mean, maybe some other people are as brain dead as me and won't see it. But yeah, like this like outside B area feels pretty cramped as well, and the timings aren't very obvious as to where the meeting points are. I would say across the entire map, mostly on B, also in mid. A is fine. A, it's like very obvious where the meeting points are, but like mid, I would say like the first time I play this map, and like I imagine what the initial, like based on how the CTs, the enemy team CTs were playing the map, like you would expect to peek the window and have someone face you here immediate, like within a few seconds. I don't know if that is the case, but every time I played, I like could freely pretty much get here, like without really like facing anyone most of the time. So yeah, I would say just like the main issues with the map are make the T areas of the map a little less cramped, especially this A main area. Make the timings a little bit more obvious. Make this a little bit more obvious, and I guess this could do with a little bit of decramping as well. But apart from that, it was good. I didn't have really any major complaints. It was pretty cool. I had fun, and I shot people really well in it. So yeah, it was fun. That's all.
All right, thank you. And that leaves me,
Oh, actually, one more thing. I do
motherfucker.
I do agree with what the dude before me said about the window smoke. Now that I think about it, it kind of is impossible to get a consistent window smoke, because if it's like depending on whether the window is here or not, like it'll either like if it's not here, then your line will go here, like all the way at the back, and then you can speak in front of it. If it is here, then it will land, but then like yeah, I would say like if there was something like on the roof or something that you could consistently bounce the smoke off so that it always lands here, and regardless of whether there's a window here or here, I think that would be cool. But yeah, that's it. You can go now, Olaf.
All right, perfect. I'll be joining T side. Okay, I like the map. Olaf on T side. It was very apparent to see how like players actually are starting to enjoy the map more, like way more, when they have basic utility down, they know the timings, they know the map, and it's like actually like very fun. Couple things to get them out of the way, just so that I don't forget, is that this angle still for the longest time has been a little bit of an annoying thing. I still think that the door should be swapped around. You think in the way of CTs entering the bomb site, and then also terrorists peeking the bomb site. Like here, you want to peek this, and then you want to be having some enough space in between these two angles to be ready for that second take. I think this angle, like, you approach to it like way too soon here. I don't really know. I think it just feels kind of bad to do, and it's like a very easy way to fix it. Also, the door, swapping them around would pacify this area so that CT is peeking from a very reduced back far angle, so that the CT entrance would be like this, basically. They would be peeking a corner like this. That means that this corner would now have to be blocked by crates, and it would create kind of a cool off angle here, where you could be watching this, or you could be watching behind the door. And then it also would bring a little bit more gameplay against like this nice clean back blue wall. Like this is very, very clear, good visibility. And also it would be kind of a nice angle to fight the back flower position. Like you have blocked this quite aggressively off, but you don't really get to play against this. This is terrible. But you don't really get to play against that at all, because you're facing the whole bomb site, and then you kind of like forget. Just so from pacing side of things, would be nicer to have it this way, and then you can do that. Couple things. Players might give their positioning away unintentionally from underneath the truck there. I guess like couple ammo casings or something, like those like cool green models. I still think that one of these bollards should go. Thank you, Matan. Don't shoot me next time. Yeah, just to make the movement a little bit cleaner. This area should get a little macaroni tag. Players like to call it macaroni, and it's a little macaroni. Beautiful. The window thing, I like this. I think it's kind of funny, and players are already like kind of getting used to it, like blowing it up and then like pushing down. I get it, it's annoying, but you know, people will also get used to it. Let's get to the, excuse me. Oh, one more little minor inconsistency here. I think this cable should block you, and you should be also able to jump off from here. So the clipping should be made in the way that it's clipping like this side off, but you should be able to jump down and die from the fall here. But yeah, and this also railing should be fully solid, just to make it consistent. Like this is doing the property of this fence in real life as well, so why not in game? And then I think everything else around here is fairly good. I was having some visibility issues with like this being kind of too dark for me. I recently had to go from like brighter screen from going back to like pretty dark because it would hurt my eyes. So I'm playing on fairly dark monitor, like a couple of these positions, and still like piano room is still giving me a rough time when players are inside of it. But yeah, those are minor things. It's very playable. I agree with all the jankiness here should be gone. This little gap can be abused. Same as this. Actually. It's more about this, like the lower part, not anymore about the upper part. I don't think so. Okay, let's get to the layout side of things. I think that you cannot do 3A, 1 mid, 1B setup anymore, which you are kind of supposed to do a 3A because of the dynamic of this area. Terrorists can get this area kind of easily under control, which gives 3 choke points to defend. So being able to do a 3-man setup on the map would be nice. And also mid kind of requires you to have 1 player. Would be nice to have 2, so even if you find some sort of a way to take, for example, this area with like 2 people and then this with 1, you can always rotate 1 player to have here to support mid, and then you will already have the window player, and then only 1B like playing kind of anchor. I like the fact that B got like way more gameplay this time around, but I think it's too free for terrorists right now. Like, we felt that on Ecos, it's 100% guaranteed to get the bomb down, because like there will only be 1 counter-terrorist playing here. And the second CT will be coming from rotate, and the rotate is kind of like, it's so far off from the bomb site, and then the door, you don't have to peek this to plant the bomb. So it's already, you're gonna get the bomb down in the 10 seconds that it takes to rotate. So yeah, I think the slower door kind of ruins the dynamic of the old map and the entrance setup. The setup required to have good connections and good like balance on the bomb site kind of offsets. I mean, this offsets the normal balance that players kind of intuitively gravitate towards. It wasn't like terrible, but I think like if you want to reduce deathmatchiness in the level, which was kind of apparent, like I felt that after a couple of like good gun rounds, players just like kind of start to push everything when they get more acquainted with the angles. It's just kind of like CTs are taking like terrorist areas, like CTs pushed up here every time. CTs were mulling this out so that Ts didn't really get this under control. CTs were just like kind of pushing past the terrorists here, like Ts were kind of stuck down here, and then Ts were like also here, so that CTs were pushing mid and then splitting the terrorist forces like into 2, so that it created like a weird game mode between like DE and a deathmatch. Yeah, and it also means that on T side, when you're coming out of spawn, you're pushing forward to like a normal setup. Even if you're not taking B, you have to take this like very windy, disconnected path to end up in a remote position to just put like normal amounts of pressure into an area, and then rotating away from it. It's like very, I don't know, it feels very like shoehorned in the way that you're like ending up at the same position all the time. Again, I'm like obviously comparing it to other maps, and keeping that in mind in the feedback as well, as like this map plays in a whole different way. Like Sarim asked me, what do I think about the map? Oh yeah, and I have to mention that as well. But like, it's not a bad thing that it doesn't feel like other maps. It just feels like another like different, like a very different map. And also another thing that I mentioned to Sarim that I felt is very important to say is that the map feels like a normal map, but like minus 256 units of no man's land between the choke points. So normally this would be, if we compare this to like some other map, well, let's take like ancient B slope. Like this would be the B slope. This is the double door on ancient that they push out, and the T's like would fairly easily get this area under control. CTs will have to use like very elaborate utility to get the Molotov like that deep, and the molly would be like at the best chance it would be like here, and then T's would always be able to get to here, and then there would be the ramp before the bomb site. But it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like the T's are very much reduced down to this position here, and then you're supposed to take the area before the bomb site. But then again, it also feels very quick. I don't really know how to explain it, but I probably have to put some more time into it. I'll make another feedback video with a little bit more thought put into it, but it just feels like there's something missing with the dynamic of terrorists not getting this area as much as they used to, and it's missing a little bit of space over here so that there can be like terrorist control area, no man's land, and then a bomb site take. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how it feels to me. Maybe if this was more choked up, I'm just like kind of spitballing here, but imagine like another choke point over here so that T's could take this area, and then they could take this area, and then from here they could like plan and take map control, and then end up on a bomb site take, like pushing into the bomb site. But that doesn't really happen because the map is like this space is so open that the information that you get from the terrorists just pushing out is like already means it's gonna be an A take. But that's pretty much everything I can come up with right now. I had tons of fun, but again, it doesn't play like other maps, but that's not to the detriment of it. That's actually, you know, you can see it as a positive, and it's just about players getting accustomed to it. And I don't think you'd need to like change anything except for the little inconsistencies of the jank, like this and that and this. But yeah, everything else
Can I
is
ask
about
you some questions?
yeah, for sure. I'm
And
personally done.
this goes to everyone that's still here. I don't know how many people are still here, but what would you say the balance of the map is right now?
I would say it's like 60 to 40 for CTs, if not 65-35 for CTs. It's very CT sided, I feel.
I'd say it's about like 62-48. Sorry, not 48. 62-38.
But it's like weird how on still on T side, like this, I think the fact that you have to throw down a terrorist here just to build up the same like pressure that you would do on Mirage, for example, of like sending one guy down to B apps to, you know, clear for flank. You have to do that, but it's like this is so remote from the rest of the map. If it would be like the old version, then terrorists would already take mid and would get an entrance to the B side, and they would be already here from just like taking mid. But now, because it's so it's kind of like required from you, then that like creates a weird dynamic where terrorists don't realize that you kind of have to have a player here, and then. But yeah, it may be the newest version where players are not realizing that you can take mid from this side as well, and then CTs are kind of realizing that they can take mid from that side as well, so they're not really playing the classic window op like here. But yeah, I think that's the dynamic right now.
It's very different. I expected today to have kind of the opposite reaction.
Of just like sniping like the classical standard setup?
Or? No, like 65T.
Oh.
And if you look at it on pub games, I do think it's leaning T.
Maybe if the teams realize that you can push B so fast. I don't know. It's the CT's lack of like interest in the middle, and also the T's lack of interest in the middle, whatever that means. Kind of created an interesting dynamic here where if T's wanted to take B, they got B. Like how many rounds in a row, or like how many rounds did the B bomb go down on B that the T's actually took B like fast? I think it was like every round that the T's went to B, they got the bomb down.
Right, which is why I do feel that the map is more T-sided.
Yeah. Maybe from that only, but then again, there were quite a lot of retakes as well on B.
I can say one thing. I felt like I was really comfortable holding a CT, on every spot I played. But when we had to retake, it felt difficult. But as long as I was in my spot, I felt comfortable, and as it felt more difficult as T, in my opinion. It just might be the team balancing or something.
I have a comment too. I feel like, yeah, it is like pretty easy to get the bomb down on an eco on B site, because if you do just kill like one guy, it's a free plant. But also like usually that means like on an eco rush you're all going through like that side tunnel instead of like across mid to B. So you all rush side tunnel to B, kill the one guy, get the bomb down. But what that does is like the other B player can push out mid for free basically, and then just quick flank behind them, and then pretty much the entire like T side is just sandwiched into like this tiny little area of sight and like, you know, outside of sight. So it's like kind of a trade-off, I think. Sure, you get the bomb down like really easily, but like your post plan's going to be like horrible. Like you're just all going to be stuck in a box basically. And so I don't know if that's like necessarily a bad thing, but that could be like another way to think about it.
Could I run by you the changes that I had in mind before any of this? So like before any of our discussion today and games today. So if you come over to A, I was actually thinking about removing the CT double doors completely.
Ooh, okay. That would mean that Macaroni and Piano Room would get like way more play.
Like these would be gone, and you'll have more space.
Gone. As in, I thought it just like closing them up.
No, like disappear, vanish. So
Right.
there will just be a wide. Basically, it's going to feel very spacious over here, and then so the other idea that goes along with it is in mid, getting rid of this self boost.
So like more giving, limiting mid, and more giving space for playing back A.
It's really about the rotations, like, and again, this is just a hypothetical, like, because it seems like if you're rotating from A to B, for example, it's really tough when somebody self boosts on you. Like it kind of, when T's get this without a boost, I feel like it's pretty strong, you know.
Is it then about just making this a little bit harder?
Well, so like, okay, so those two changes, it's like, I guess the position I'm in, the predicament I'm in is like, if I change too much, the map might not be fun anymore. Like if I start changing the bomb sites around, if I start changing the routes around, so I'm kind of limited in what I can change, but it seems like I would say generally speaking, there's more concern about the map being T-sided than CT-sided. So for rotates, like if you got rid of this, and if you open this area up more, then theoretically, the areas that the CTs are in full control over, should be even more secure after that. And then rotating in, like right now, you're pretty safe playing this position as a T. It would be a lot less safe, right? Because the angles would be open. And really there's this headshot angle, but this headshot angle is even worse with double doors than it would be if it was just open, right? Because the headshot angle is there now.
Yeah.
If you got rid of the double doors, then you wouldn't have to confront it through double doors, you know?
How about you open the kind of keep like what I'm really concerned about. I don't really get the whole like dynamic of like the concern over this being so tight against like, or this having to be like that more open. I honestly think that if you just like tilt the doors like the other way around, this way, that it would fix, first of all, this headshot angle being so powerful, then terrorists being safe here, as this angle, like from, imagine an angle going from here all the way through CT spawn, like back here. That would already create the spaciousness that you're kind of going for.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
And then again, once more, this window and double door angle being so close together, coming from down here. Like, just put yourself in my shoes. You kill a guy here, and then you try to peek this, and there's another guy like right next to the angle. So busy.
But I mean, I am concerned about the map being T-sided, right? I like it's tough because you're not concerned about that at all. It seems like you're
no, I
about the opposite.
I think the map is like, the more you change the B side of the map, the more you make it easier for the T's to get to the B side of the map, it's gonna make it more T-sided. And if you like this, like I in my spiritual mind, I don't agree with this change at all. Or like, sorry, the other way around. In my game, like level designer mind, I don't agree with this at all. Like in a spiritual way, I agree with like experimenting with like more free movement in a level. But I just see this connection like creating a weird vacuum of power for the CTs, like now requiring a 2 CT setup on B, but they don't have the 2 CTs because they have 3 choke points on A and 1 mid, like 2 choke points in mid basically, or 2 angles, 2 sidelines that they have to like fight over, and then they have like 2 choke points on B. So it's creating like, where's the last CT to cover it. So that, in that way, I wouldn't even be that worried about changing one like angle on A to be more fair for T's, if it means that it's gonna be fairer for just for generally for playing. It's not really creating the, making that position more powerful, as you have to like still fight the 2 CT, like potential 2 CT angles. It's just like nicer to play,
I see what you mean.
guess. Yeah.
So what about this mid self boost? Do you think that change is necessary or no?
No, I think this is like, other maps I think limit you too much from getting to CT. If you think about why do maps limit the terrorist movement to CT spawn, it's because it creates it takes away the last route of rotating for the CTs. If CTs only play bomb sites, they don't have mid control, they don't have connector control, and you have 2 CTs on B, 3 CTs on A, and it's going to be a B take. You lose those B players, and then you have the rest of the players moving. So if a CT, or if a terrorist gets to CT spawn, he can cut off the last rotation route. But here, I think it's already like 1 step so far from CT, like terrorist point, like path of control, like sort of comfort, that I think it's fine. Like, you already have to take such an aggressive CT area, and you have to, first of all, have this whole area, have that under control, like this macaroni area. You have to have some sort of recollection over control over window. You have to have this, like some sort of a grasp over here, being that a smoke or a molly or just a player covering it. You're already so far
Can we
ahead.
talk about these doors here? Because the last thing that I had been considering, and it's really interesting. I mean, every time I get ready to change this map or to like make a change, it's kind of like, and this has happened for about 3 weeks now. I kind of back off of it, so kind of interesting. But I was thinking maybe just widen this a little bit.
The doorway?
So yeah, like open this passage up a little bit. It's not a huge change, and I'm not sure it would be that significant, but right now the angle's real tight, and it would maybe not double in width, but maybe almost double in width.
Yeah. If you think
And it might be another one of those things where it's like, I don't know if I should even do that, but
I mean, if you think about this lane, what it does, it creates like for players that want to cross mid from CT side to T side, it creates like a grand, like it's a gauntlet to do, like to cross it, right? It's a challenge to cross. Then you're kind of missing it on B side, as T's like CTs have to like weirdly turn, kind of over, like kind of backwards to cover it, so that they really don't do that. Then I don't think that CTs are like finding this comfortable to AWP from here, like AWP into this angle, if you know what I mean, like here.
Right.
CTs don't really do that. So if you open it up, it's already going to be like a little bit more attractive, and just seeing a player cross there more easily would go like a little bit like a longer way, I think.
So
Yeah,
it seems.
can I say
Go ahead.
something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Quick note: if you come outside the double doors, did anybody like complain about this? Like you have the visibility over here if somebody's crossing. I use that quite a lot.
Oh, what
Advantage.
position?
I'm here where FMPONE is. You can see if they cross
Oh.
here. And I quickly went and used that a lot.
Right, if the
Sure,
CT,
that-
if the CT just sits there.
Has anybody
do some
played
damage
around
to it.
with the player visibility entity in Hammer?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Sarim. Sarim's not here anymore. Damn, we have this guy called Lamorite who's like, I swear to God, he's fucking fiddled with everything in Hammer, so he might know. But
Maybe just run that by him, because it seems like maybe it would help a little bit. They have it on Ancient. It's an entity.
oh, but they did a
I'm
great
not using it.
they did a great job with Ancient as well. Like it's very washed out. Like you have a lot of stone, a lot of gray, and a lot of green, but everything is kind of washed out, in a way as well. But
So it seems like we'll widen these doors a little bit, keep this self boost, and then flip the doors on A. I think I'm fine with all those. I think that makes sense.
that would be lovely to see. Just like
I have one quality of life improvement I think is good.
Okay.
If you come to like B main, I felt like this was really annoying, especially on pistol runs, like with the elevation, having to like deal with this person staying here. I feel like we move this a little bit like down here would be better. I had that like multiple times, and it was really annoying, like having to, what do you say it?
You don't like the height? It's too tall, is that what you're saying?
Like the issue is with like playing up against the height like here, because then you have to move a lot. But if like when you play here, it's like, I mean, less. I feel like if you like moved it a bit better, like down here, it would play better. It's really minor, but that's what I would feel like.
I see what you're saying.
Because this
Or
kind
like, what if there was like a wall so that it was more like
of,
this? You know what I mean?
You said already that you felt like these were like powerful. This is the kind of a good spot for CTs to hold.
Right.
So I think the wall would like nerf it a bit. much.
True. I guess it seems like what you're wanting to do would nerf it as well, though, right?
Yeah, but like adding a wall is like a lot more. Just moving this a bit. Because this like this kind of fighting isn't fun when I did it. I mean, from the city perspective, it is. You're like here, if you see where I am. Somebody can like the invisible ledge peak or whatever. Can have it. You stand here, and they can't really see the ledge and keep kind of a surprise.
I guess I'm not sure what to do here.
I don't know. I like it because it's from city point of view. It's at like different types of peaks, and it's not like monotone peaking. Like you have two different heights, and it's cool to peak like. It's
I
hard to
think it's
predict to peak this. I like that you have like two angles you can as a city.
Yeah, and you also
Well,
have
it
two
was,
angles
like,
as a
really
T, I
powerful.
guess,
Yeah,
when it
because
comes
like
down to it.
these have lots of like these headshot angles. Like they can play around this.
Yeah, but
And
you can clear it easily.
I think with B, it's weird, and some people are gonna like the fact that it's weird, and some people aren't. But I think
But like
almost
by
no
default,
matter
if you
what.
like play here, like the ledge is invisible. You like have to go all the way to this corner, like here. Here is
Yeah, but
like invisible, and somebody can use like.
Alfred, you
That's
won't
why
be
I mean.
peeking here. You won't be peeking here. You will be peeking from down there. You will be here. Like this
I
is
peeked here a
this is
few
too
times.
open. This is too open for peeking. Like you're open from there. You're open from there.
Yeah.
Why would you peek from here?
Oh, one thing, by the way, this trash can, like now that we're on the topic of actually peeking that angle, moving this
You
trash
can
can
peek
a little
here
bit,
without being like exposed.
yeah, like moving this trash can a little bit backward would mean that you could actually utilize this nicer without being bumped up, and then also you could peek from like this corner to get a headshot angle onto the CT holding a position like this. Like try to get a nice headshot angle down there.
Oh,
I
sorry.
mean, what I mean like is if you peek it in a manner like you're not exposed to the lower ledge. Ouch.
Sorry.
So if you peek it in the manner that you're not exposed, the ledge itself is invisible, and somebody can like peek it in a manner that makes it like look you're flying. No, it's like invisible ledge or something.
Yeah.
I guess it would just be helpful.
It's minor, but like I had
Yeah.
that a couple of times. It was like an annoyance.
I guess it would just be helpful with this area because it's kind of strange.
So
people-
can you see me darker here when I'm crouching?
Yeah. Wait, let me get the image. Shit.
Sorry,
Because
David.
I can see myself also darker when I'm crouching. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, look
Am
at
I
the big
blinking?
shot. It's so weird.
I think it's a bit funny.
there's a concern that if you lower that wall
Yeah.
there,
okay.
and you,
Yeah. All of
if you lower that wall there and you go up the ladder, like they can
It's
spot
like
you.
dark lighting
Right.
there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot harder to change this B area than it sounds, I guess. And if you're super specific about suggestions or changes, like do this, move this here, obviously that's a lot easier to consider than because it just is going to be a weird area almost no matter what I do. Like there's very little that I can do that will make this area not weird, and I'm okay with that, but it's gonna be weird basically.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be not weird. Like I like that it has like its own, like you cannot compare it to anything, which is already like kind of one step ahead of a lot of shit, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, I do think we got some good notes. I'm probably gonna have to head out soon, but you know, last night I was not like sleeping well because I was really worried about this map because I think it's fun to play, but I'm worried that it's gonna be hard to change things now. But at least, you know, we got a couple things that I can change. Like it's hard, it's in a difficult position for me because I think people like to play it, they think it's fun, but then I'm also getting some mixed feedback about, you know, the fact that it's like weird and different, and you know that's always gonna rub some people the wrong way. So
Yeah.
and it is also just I'm kind of boxed in, it feels like, on changes. So but at least we got some things.
Yeah. And that also the whole topic of like yeah, the map is different, but also you have to follow like some guidelines, like some like general map making rules with a competitive 5v5 scene, where the map structure still has to have that like classical tone if you're going to go for like a four square, not even a four. Well, this is a four square, but like the classical map layout where you have the certain dynamics you're like trying to build around the dynamics that are so apparent in other maps that it's like kind of hard to then base like a unique, or you're not going to create new dynamics from the stuff that you tried to mess around with unless you're trying to like make a whole new style of a map, you know. You would have to go for more like a train or nuke-esque map if you would want to like get new, like more interesting and more specific dynamics tested. But here you're using a formula that requires certain dynamics to play in a very specific way that's shown in other maps as well. I think that's how I see it, at least. And if you're you know,
I'll be going now. I'll see people later.
all right,
Bye.
see ya. It's like if you throw in a weird like food comparison, like if you're trying to make a bread with yeast, then you kind of have to let it rest, you know, for it to work. And here it would be like, if you want to make a map for 5v5 defuse gameplay, then you have to follow a certain rule of dynamics around like what's given the CTs, what's given the Ts, how do the timings work. And I guess like that's also kind of playing into that, but it's so hard to recognize like what's the dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the takeaway is I don't plan on changing it a lot.
That's good ultimately in my mind.
Yeah, but I think we can definitely make the changes that we discussed.
Yeah, and those are on the global scale. Those are like very minor things, just like tuning an area how it will play within how one player will have the power dynamic over the other in like a situation that doesn't happen in probably like 4 times a game. If it would be like these doors, like a terraced link doors here, that would be like turned around or something, that would give an angle from terraced like T controlled area to bomb site, then that would be like a major thing.
Right.
And that would happen every round, and players would have to like actually think about that. But this doesn't really concern the players every round.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know how far off I am on the mark, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know whether I guess I don't know how good the map is right now. Like, I get pretty good, reasonably good feedback on it. People seem willing to play it. So I don't know. I'm kind of uncertain, basically.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be hard to make big changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least I guess I say to myself, it's different. People do generally think it's fun. And I don't know that I can make a ton of major changes anymore. So I guess I kind of made my bed, and now I kind of have to lie in it.
Yeah, like are you happy with shipping this as it is right now? And you just kind of have to go. But I think there's a thing that you definitely can like, not to say abuse, but like right now players are so fucking hungry to have new maps and whatnot. It's like whatever they will get their hands on with the tag like CS2 and a professional, like trustworthy name behind it, then you know they will eat it up in the most positive way, or like positive sense in any way. Like eating it up means they will like get to play it and enjoy it and experience it.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. I mean, I feel like today went reasonably well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, so I feel a little bit better today than I did yesterday, because I guess what happened yesterday is I was in a game with like this really toxic guy, and he was just talking all kinds of crazy shit about the map, and I was like, oh, I'm spiraling. Is he right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was probably a big reason why I was concerned.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we were able to help you in that sense.
And can I ask how the BPF version played? It was
The
better than without or with
the what version? I'm sorry.
with the version with the save. This version how it played like.
Yeah, Zadri wasn't here for the playtest.
Yeah, I wasn't here for playtest.
I mean, you didn't see people going B often enough. Like it rarely. Like the problem is like, so to get to B, you would have had to throw smoke here, or jiggle here, and maybe if Valve forced the map, you know, in 6 months to a year, people would have gotten really good at it. But that's just crazy, you know. I can't do that.
Yeah, I was just wondering what will do to the map with that safe passage here. The BPF safe passage.
It probably made people 7 to 8 times more likely to go B. Like it made an enormous difference. Like
yeah,
basically you might go to B 2 rounds an entire game. I mean, you remember Olaf, like people were not going to B very often.
Yeah, but then again, I think it's a good risk to still try to force a dynamic out of players to really get them like understand how a certain area is like kind of intended to work. I honestly think that like, do you remember the tarp that you were trying to, the tarp idea?
Yeah.
If players were like somehow getting closer to BCon after getting past the sideline over here, I honestly think that there might be like a legitimate dynamic here, like removing the back alley here.
I spent so many weeks trying to force that player behavior that I basically just gave up, because it's just not possible, unfortunately. Like that's what I've concluded, at least. And then there's another part of it, which is like B is maybe the best part of this entire map, and if people aren't going there very often, at the end of the day, that's just hurting the map.
Hey, here's an idea. Close this door up. See what happens.
Why is that?
It's because mid feels uncertain to play around as a CT right now. You don't really want
Olaf, can you stream? I wanna see what you're talking about.
Sure.
I'm not in game anymore.
Sure.
Or you could do the drop from middle to B. Like one way. They can rotate from here.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It would actually be kind of close to the OG version, to be honest.
Yeah, but the OG worked.
Yeah. like a balcony here, but yeah, like making it one way would mean that CTs wouldn't have to be so worried about middle. I guess FMPONE, if you want to go spectate right now, would be probably better.
And it would be like at the dynamic, because of like now as a CT you have to cover like 3 entrances as a CTs can come from, because they can wrap around from safe route to B, and they wrap around to middle and peek from the left side like here.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna hurt the rotations though. I understand where you're coming from, like.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, I'm over changing B. Like
Sorry.
No problem. So like the quality of life stuff, I'm open to, like if like move this trash can to a certain different place, or widen this by a certain amount of units, like I'll definitely entertain that stuff. But I think I'm tired of fiddling with B because I think it's fun, it's different, it's weird, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to change it in a way where it's not gonna be weird. You know, it's just always gonna be weird to some extent.
Yeah, I'm not even like opposed to stuff being weird, and I honestly want like more weird things for players to like spend years on like trying to find like cool shit on, because they will do that if there's an incentive of like getting good at a map and fucking poning noobs. Like they will do that. And
I mean, I think you can do that here. Like, I think
yeah, for sure.
I think there's room for that. I don't know. It's just gonna be really, 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 really interesting. Like, if they do have
Yeah.
this premiere, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if CTs will be able to find some sort of a molly here. Like, come to outside B, outside windmill. If CTs will find some sort of an early molly here that will like engulf the whole area in like one molly, it will bring the dynamic of the whole area back to how it kind of was. Or just like imagine a smoke there.
What about this window? If you could throw nades through it.
Oh, that window. I mean, you're gonna ruin
Goes
someone's
right
lunch
across.
table, or like fucking dining room, but maybe. Damn,
It's a direct path.
I swear there's a lineup for like a good molly.
You can
It's too high.
stand
It's too high,
here.
Olaf. You can molly it because it's too like very high.
Too
You
high?
can stand
The
here
molly won't get there.
Right.
and
Okay.
throw a molly at this wire where it meets the cloud exactly, and it will land here, and it will molly off this, but that's not that valuable anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe make telephone pillar like you can bounce like not here like on the right.
Like here?
No, you can see coast. Yeah, I don't know.
Like here?
Yeah,
Can I just
here
test
would
something with you
be.
guys?
Oh, like this, like bouncing off of a.
Yeah.
Ooh, or make a huge palm in here. That would have
Can we
a round
see
collision.
what the timing would be if we run here and a molly is thrown in that window, whether it would go across? You know what I mean?
Or you could open
Sure.
up this window. You could open this window like this shit.
We can try. I'm gonna toggle the
And-
restart game right now. So what? Molly out this area?
So like if you throw a molly here, like throw it at the window, it's gonna just bounce off obviously. But if it was open, like what would the timing be? Where would a T be standing when it bounces off the window basically?
Let's try it out. I'm gonna restart the round.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to go after this, but I am curious. Oh,
Shit, I don't have a molly. Well, let me restart the game.
No, you're not playing one more. I just got back. You're kidding me.
Alright, buy up full util and everything on CT. And I'm gonna restart once more after this.
You have to put it into normal mode.
There we go.
There's
It's fine, it's fine.
yeah.
Where's this running, I guess?
Just tell me when it smashes into the wall.
Yeah. Taking the molly out now. Throwing it into the window. Smashing in the wall now. And it would be like down, like...
I will get
the-
here through the middle.
Yeah, the time that you're turning this corner, the molly would like pop, like, boosh.
Yeah.
That would be
That
kind of
would be
perfect.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
And then flashes and smokes too.
And it also makes like a cool like exec option like for these. They can like like maybe line up these like flashes in the window or something.
Boostable for CTs. I mean, for terrorists? Question mark. Also, getting a lineup here.
Oh,
Boost
fuck,
into
dude.
CT.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, because you could open up this.
Is that too OP though?
No,
not.
try it out. Try it
Oh,
out.
you
Try
can
it
go
out.
other side.
Because you cut off rotation from CT, but that's not the problem.
Yeah, it's not too OP, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I feel like CTs get this whole area pretty easily. Like that would just be like one more, option.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like the Ts are kind of stuck on site or like in the back area.
Yeah. And this is just like this angle here is like a little bit wider than like CT old Dust 2 double door crossing. Like it's a little bit wider. If you imagine, if you think about it, from someone peeking from the window.
I mean, I feel like it could be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
Could do something interesting to this area.
Because it's funny because you have the flower pot right here, like exactly where the window is. So you could do it just.
Yeah, and you're already like lining it up. I don't know if you know like utility on Vertigo, but there's a very cool smoke like how you take ramp on Vertigo from CT. It requires you to line it up with a wall much like this, and then line yourself up with a ceiling tile. And here it would be the same thing. You have the windmill to line up with. You have this blue dome up there to line it up with. So someone just finding the lineup, and then just like, making a video about it, and it's like
because
someone
and it's easy because it's right in the center. If you line up the wall and you line up the tip of the tower, it's right in the window. It's like the easiest lineup ever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna do that. On that note, I gotta
Awesome.
run. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Olaf, for setting it up.
No problem.
I feel like this was really productive and helpful. So I'm
Nice.
very grateful.
When cash playtest?
It just got pushed back
Oh,
because of these changes, but I appreciate it so much.
No problem. And I